What's up, guys? My name is Kate, and I am a travel agent with Travel Expo, which is in Atlanta, Georgia, but I live here in Charlotte, North Carolina. We just got back from a 23-night stay in the Cancun area. We stayed at 4 different all-inclusive resorts. Me, my husband, and our 2 boys, who are almost 4 and 7. So we had a great time. My husband and I travel to Cancun area 5 to 6 times a year. So we love it there. We consider ourselves experts in that area. So we want to share with you this first resort that we stayed at. And if you follow along, we're going to add in the other ones too later in the series. So this resort that we're focusing on is Dreams Vista. And Dreams Vista is located north of the hotel zone. So it's not right in that like 7 shape that you see, but it's pretty close to it. Cab ride about 12 minutes just to figure that out. It's located in a residential area, but it's not just any residential area.
Yeah, so the residential area is called Puerto Cancun, which is, they're marketing it as the new Miami. So what that means is it's all custom homes on canals. It's marketed as yacht living, and literally every house there has giant yachts. You can get through the neighborhood through the canal system, or they have, obviously have roads and stuff. It's very high end. There's actually a very high end mall inside this neighborhood. The entire neighborhood, Puerto Cancun, is like gated, so it's very secure. And Dreams just happens to be inside that envelope. I mean, it's right there. They have a golf course there and everything. So
yeah, so super unique property and super safe and secure, even though it is in a residential area. Like we said, we did not see one beach vendor or anything like that there. The beach isn't huge. We'll talk about in a little bit. The number one thing people ask me when they're looking to book a trip is, how's the food? How's the service? How's the entertainment? And then usually how's the beach as well. So those are big things we're going to talk about. We also have little other things we're going to discuss. We did travel with our kids, so we can talk about the kids club, stuff like that. But yeah, so we're going to start with the food. We're going to talk with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all the other things, and we're going to roll from that. Super informal. There's a lot of super formal reviews out there. This is more of a discussion between a family. So starting with breakfast. So like most resorts, there's that breakfast buffet. Everyone goes, it's complete chaos, right? There's the omelet station. There's all of the, especially if you went to Mexico, they have all the sweet breads. There's all the sweet breads. Tons and tons of fruit, Greek yogurt, regular yogurt. Other things that they have which we're not used to being from the US is they have all of like the Mexican foods on the breakfast buffet, because that's what some of them eat for breakfast, people from Mexico.
most of those are, soups and stews. They do usually have like a barbacoa or something like that, or
So good.
or a stewed chicken dish that actually Dreams had one, and it was just big chunks of like quartered chickens
Delicious.
in this stew, and I ate that every morning. I mean,
Yeah, so good.
The local food is really good. Don't be afraid of it. Yeah, they have all the spicy sauces and all that kind of stuff, but they do have a lot of tostadas and stuff like that in the morning times. They actually had burritos and stuff too, so that
I had one almost every day.
Yeah, those were pretty banging.
They still have all the US breakfast stuff, so don't be afraid of that. I mean, you can get bacon, eggs, sausage, all of that, pancakes, waffles, all that good stuff too.
All the juices that you could possibly ever want, like anything that you can think of on a normal resort buffet for breakfast they had.
Another thing I wanted to note about the entire resort, super kid friendly. They had plastic plates for the kids everywhere.
They had kid plates, and they had like little characters on them,
Which is just really
That's kinda cool. Never
Like
seen that.
my almost 4-year-old, you're afraid of them dropping stuff, breaking stuff, which we did see happen at other resorts, kids dropping stuff. So they just kind of thought ahead of that. So super family friendly for sure.
Oh, and they did have mimosa station. You could do your mimosas on your own.
I think Bloody Mary too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did have Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get your server to do it, or you could just do it yourself. the omelet station, just to cover things on the omelet station, do's and don'ts. So my giant pet peeve in an omelet station is, you could definitely tell it's like newbies that come in and they go to the omelet station and it takes them 45 minutes to pick out what they want in their omelet. It's just the normal stuff in front, man. Just pick a couple things, tell them what you want.
Or there's me that tries to speak in Spanish.
Don't try to. They can speak English. They're used to it. Like don't stumble your way through. But the people that just takes forever to order, and then they stand in front of the omelet station waiting for their omelet while everybody else is trying to order, and it prevents people from ordering. It's not going to be ready. Go walk away for like 5-10 minutes and come back. They know who you are. They'll put it on your plate. It's not going to go anywhere. They're not going to give your omelet to somebody else. Like, be courteous and let people order. Like, geez, I don't need to stand in that thing for 30 minutes waiting on a stinking omelet.
All right, that's breakfast. Well, part of it. We'll talk about something else too. Let's move on to lunch. We'll cover the Preferred Club in a little bit in their breakfast, but lunch. So let me just talk about how the resort is set up. There's a long pool that goes the entire length of the resort. If you've seen the pictures, it's a long, skinny property.
It's on the right side.
So the pool is there. And then on the opposite side, there's the kids' water park, probably recommended for ages like 3 to 10. It's for smaller kids. There's a simulated surf station, but in between that
there's also pickleball.
There is pickleball, but I think that's where that goes on when they're not surfing.
Yeah.
But in the middle there is the lunch station, and it's not a buffet. It's a cook to order fresh food area, which I really like. I really dislike buffets. So the fact that they had this and you could order what you want, I really, really liked.
It's open air. So it's an open air environment. So it's in the building, but it's an open air area. And it's kind of designed in a U-shaped, so you can access it from either side. You can go walk straight through, right? And as you walk straight through, the back end of the U is it's like the crepes and the candies and literally bowls and bowls of different candies, and they do whatever kind of crepes you want. The boys really love that. They would get their own candy and run around all day, jacked up on the sugar. And then as you moved up, through the U, on either side, you had different stations. So if you were looking at it towards the ocean, on your left side, you had the Mexican station, which was fresh tacos, and they usually had some kind of meat on a spit, spinning around. They'd carve it off. You could get anything, really: octopus, a shrimp, chicken, beef, pork, whatever. And then next to that station was actually a made-to-order sushi station. I've never seen one that's made-to-order. Usually they'll just have stuff made up. But you could order, they had a menu, but you didn't have to go off the menu. You could just tell them what you wanted, and the guy he literally made my stuff every day, like whatever I asked him to do. And they had various kinds of soy sauces, like different flavors and whatnot, some spicy, some not. So that was pretty cool. And then on the other side was hamburgers, hot dogs, nachos. You could get nachos, pizzas. They'd made,
the pizza was really good too.
The pizzas were delicious, made to order pizzas. And then they had some stuff, mac and cheese and grilled vegetables. And the grilled vegetables were really good. So that was like on the other side, on the right side. And then in between those stations was like this big display of, what was it? All the salsas, the pico de gallos, chips, tortillas, whatever. They had just anything and everything there. So that was pretty clutch.
Just so convenient. Like, you didn't have to go sit down. Like, you could go and grab it. Like, the kids were swimming and stuff. Like, you could just sit there. They could eat it. My kids were literally running back, like going down the slide, grabbing a bite.
Yeah,
going down the slide, grabbing a bite.
Like, literally, you could just sit on the lounge chairs, or they had a couple little tables near the ends that you could just sit at the table and watch the kids. And now if you really wanted to eat at a table that was kind of covered, like shaded, at the very end of the resort near the beach, they had tables that you could go out there and sit. And then kind of between the food station and those tables, that was the big bar. So you could get literally everything right there and just kind of walk away. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, super convenient. Probably like my favorite lunch setup of all the resorts that we stayed at.
Yeah.
So dinner, they have a ton of a la carte restaurants. We tried most of them. We did not have a bad meal there. Like we tried the Italian, we tried the hibachi, we tried the Asian. The service was really great. We tried the Mexican. There was a little language barrier with the Mexican, but besides that, everything, honestly, like the food was all really great, and we do not have any complaints about that. You did not have to have a reservation. Like, we were able to just walk up and eat.
No, the only thing that happened in the Mexican thing was I don't think the guy understood kind of what we were asking. We were trying to get spicy margaritas for both of us. She got one. I didn't even get a water. I don't know how that happened. And then he just brought me like a plate of meat. So I was like, okay.
But if you go there, get the queso.
Yeah, the queso was banging. And then when they finally kind of figured out I wanted a spicy margarita, they took hers and then brought me one. So it was just this weird thing that went on, but it was fine. It was good.
That was the only weird thing we had that happened.
That queso, it comes out on a cast iron skillet.
I think I might dream about it.
Like I don't even know what they put in it. And then there was like a couple little 3 condiments, and I don't even know what the heck they were.
Yeah, we should have got
delicious.
That again.
I don't even know what.
And they served it with tortillas, not chips, too, like soft tortillas.
And we've never gotten queso in Mexico.
No,
ever.
That was the only time I've ever seen.
In 10 years, we haven't gotten queso. And that was it was amazing. It was really good.
So let's talk about the preferred club. We didn't talk about the check-in process at Dreams. When you drive into Dreams, it's an outdoor lobby. There's a lobby to, like an inside check-in area, but if you're preferred, which if you can swing it, I suggest it. And that's where we checked in. And then that's where they have food all day long.
Yeah, so they usher you, you pull into the area near the lobby, and it's kind of, there's this open area between 2 buildings, I guess. And, you can go in there and do all your check-in or whatever, but they ushered us through these doors, these glass doors right beside of that, and then down a hallway, and then up into an elevator onto, what floor was that, 9?
I was actually trying to remember.
4 or 9, I don't remember.
I was trying to remember.
Maybe it was 4.
It was last month because
I don't remember what floor it is. But if you're looking at Dreams, you see the giant hole in the building. The room that you go for the preferred club is right beside that big giant hole, right? And that giant hole is like a stage, and you can do yoga, and like they do yoga in the mornings and all that stuff. But you go into this, the preferred club, and it's couches and tables and whatnot, really nice, very cool. Meaning it was cold, AC, which is great.
Important in Mexico in July.
Full bar, super nice bar, and
high-end liquor in there.
They have this giant balcony that you can go sit out on. They had couches and tables and various chairs and whatnot. And then in the little corner, they had different kinds of food. So, breakfast time, they had breakfast foods. Lunchtime was generally like little sandwiches and stuff like that. Nothing like crazy. And dinner time,
they had more.
They had
more
some
stuff.
hot foods.
I wouldn't go and eat there,
no.
but it was like an appetizer. Light.
We did eat breakfast there quite often because that was really awesome. And I guess the thing with there is they serve you. You don't.
Even though it looks like a buffet.
It looks like a buffet, but you can't serve yourself. So you basically find a table, and the bartender will come and ask you what you want, and he goes and plates it for you and brings it over. And obviously he'll bring you any mixed drink you want and all the high-end liquors. They have pretty much anything you can possibly think of, and it's all included. There's no upcharge for that, and they can make phenomenal drinks in that room.
The upcharge for preferred isn't crazy there. So like I said, like if you can swing it, I suggest it. Like specifically, not only for the preferred club, but the Rooftop, which we'll talk about, they have a whole nother restaurant up there. It is adult only. So if you're traveling with young kids that cannot go to the kids club is 3 and up. You can't use that, unfortunately, but if you have older kids, the food up there is really good. And we'll talk about the Rooftop a little bit, but that's also, you need preferred to access that. So.
Yeah, the preferred club was good. I think the only other thing, they did really good coffees, specialty coffees in there. The guy could make some phenomenal stuff. And they were super awesome to the boys. I mean, making them drinks and stuff. Like they waited on you hand and foot in that room. It was nice. It was very nice.
So speaking of food and coffee, and that was on our list to talk about, there is a whole separate coffee shop, Starbucks style, that you can get frappuccinos, you can get cappuccinos, you can get iced coffee, lattes, all that. Also in there, there's quick grab sandwiches and salads and fruits and stuff like that for breakfast if you want to go in there and don't want to sit down. They also have ice cream, like the whole time they're open. My kids literally, I saw other kids eating breakfast with ice cream too. But it's all included. So it's kind of set by itself. So I think some people forget where it is, but it's on the same level as the lobby, all the way down the hall by the lobby bar.
It's literally at the front of, like, facing the road. It's like at the last part of the building.
I think they tried to hide it because
it's a long walk. That's what from our room to that we had to.
It took effort, but I made that effort many times.
It was a long walk. It was delicious though. They had some really good stuff, and the kids loved it.
Yeah. So service-wise, I think overall we both agree that the service was awesome. Mm-hmm. I couldn't tell you how many times I walked by the guy that checked us in, and he's like, Mrs. Robertson.
Yes.
They made a point that they remembered our name, and we were there for 7 nights. So even at the end of the time, he still, how many people do they see coming and going?
The guy that got us a taxi the first day and took our bags remembered my name.
Yeah.
At day 7. I was like, oh, okay.
They're great. That's Mexico, honestly. Yeah. That's why we go there so much. That is Mexico, but they are above and beyond there, for sure. With that said, regarding service, you can throw cleanliness and maintenance into that. This is a brand new resort. It's only been open a couple years. Yeah. And it looks like it's only been open a couple years. Super nice. We like newer resorts because of that.
They're always cleaning. They're always doing maintenance, which that's what I like to see. You could tell that they took care of everything. The rooms were super nice. There was no stuff laying out in the hallways. It's not really hallways, really, because it's all kind of, the room faces outside. But there was no empty cups and stuff around the pool deck and
which
stuff
is so
like that.
Gross. I hate that.
There's been places we've stayed that.
And then my kids will drink it, which is disgusting.
So if there's an empty cup or whatever laying around, usually those servers near the pool, they snatch it up pretty quickly. So they kept the place spotless. And in the mornings, kind of where our room was, we could see the beach. And where the beach area is, in the mornings, the grounds crew would actually make designs in the beach. Really and they would do hibiscus flowers, these giant hibiscus flowers in the sand with rakes. It was kind of crazy.
So speaking of the beach, just because it got brought up, that's on our list. So is it a huge beach? It is not. If you're going to you want to go walk the beaches and everything, this is not the place. But if you want to go and sit on the beach, the kids want to go and play, it's a great spot for that. The other thing I learned when I did my site inspection is if you're doing some kind of tour, there is a pier there. You can actually have your tour come and pick you up on that pier, which a lot of resorts don't have a pier. So that's just really cool and convenient. It's also located right next to the ferry that goes to Isla Mujeres. So if you're interested in checking that out as an excursion, that's another great. We actually did that. We walked to it. Yeah, it was really convenient for that. Beach is not huge, but there's plenty of loungers out there. They take really great care of it. And there really wasn't a lot of seaweed, and we went in crazy seaweed season.
And they're always raking it, getting the seaweed off. So they're out there every morning. If there's any seaweed on the beach, they're raking it out. And there's a cool little beach bar right there at the beach. It has little swings and whatnot. I tell you, we're talking about cleanliness and maintenance and kind of the beach area. The one thing that kind of amazed me about that place, they had the nicest bathrooms of any resort I've ever seen in my life. They actually had incense.
Oh yeah,
burning.
I forgot about that. Everywhere. In our room, they did that too.
They had it in they had it in your bathroom. You could burn it if you wanted to, but every bathroom would have that, and so it just smelled awesome all the time, and the bathrooms were so nice and just solid wood and all this stuff, and stall doors were full length stall doors, these huge the tiles and stuff. I'm a builder, so I kind of I geek out over what they used and how it looks, and it's really beautiful bathrooms. I know that's weird, but
so with that said, talking about the structure of things, our room is not anything crazy. We just had like the basic 2 queen bed room. But a great feature of this property is that no matter what room you have, everything is ocean view. And very few properties can say that. So it's ocean. You get the cheapest room, you still have an ocean view. And it's a beautiful, beautiful view. Everything in the room's updated. We had no complaints with the room. They cleaned it great. Everything was great with that. It was cool. So like AC is on our list. All of the places that were inside were cool, including our room. I will definitely say that. So let's talk about entertainment. And we didn't go to a ton of the entertainment at night. There were some options there. Like there was a pirate show. During the day, they had like the entertainment staff that were going around the pool, dancing, leading. Everywhere does the water aerobics. They had that going. All of the stuff with the kids, they got the kids involved. If you were sitting there with your family, they would come up to you and they're like, come do this. Like we kind of hang more by ourselves, but there was a lot going on. Like if you want to go do stuff with the entertainment stuff, it's possible.
The pirate show was actually down on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a big elaborate thing they did down there. It was kind of crazy. It was huge. Yeah, we didn't realize that with the pirate show,
they had that buffet.
So they had a giant buffet down there, and literally probably half the resort was there.
Yeah, we didn't go.
We didn't realize it was down there, and we kind of went into the restaurants and we're like, why is there nobody in here?
Because everyone was at the pirate show.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a ton of entertainment if you want to do it. Like it is there. With that said, I mentioned the kids club. The kids club starts at age 3. Which is great because most resorts is 4. So if you have a younger child, it starts at age 3, which is all Dreams properties, by the way. It is huge. It is brand new. It is huge. They have all kinds of toys. Our kids really, really enjoyed going to the kids club. They were never like, no. Like it was always like, yay. They also brought them into the pool. So it's not like they're just inside all the time. They brought them into the pool. They had a great time swimming. They did pool games with them. They did all kinds of activities. There's also a teen section that had like a bunch of video games. And that thing was like a maze in there. They had, all the PlayStations and Xboxes and stuff like that. But both of the kids clubs areas, the teen section and the small kids, they were large areas with all kinds of toys and whatnot. I think so one of our things is atmosphere. The overall atmosphere at this resort is super family friendly. I wouldn't totally recommend like a couple to go here as a travel advisor. But the Rooftop, which let's talk about that now, was a really cool space. But it's like if you're only there for a few nights and you're a couple, like it would be a good spot. If you're going to go for a whole week, maybe adult only is a better place.
Yeah.
But there's an adult only restaurant up there. The pool's not huge, but they have like enough space so you can go and enjoy it.
It's a small pool, but it's an infinity pool that dumps out on it's on the rooftop. So you go on the end of it and you look out and it's straight down.
It's beautiful. We got some amazing pictures.
It's like a glass. The one thing that was kind of weird to me about the pool was, so it's kind of encapsulated in these glass walls on the sides of the building, and then there's a big open area at the infinity pool. So that was nice. You get the breeze and stuff. But I get it. They don't want to put rails up to block your view, so they put glass so you can see. Super beautiful up there. The
best views.
For the adults that want to go to the adult pool, it's pretty cool. It's not, so it's covered for the most part until you get to the pool area. And then there's a short little distance and you got loungers in the water, on either side of the pool and then, kind of in the pool.
And they had like upbeat music playing.
No, they play.
It's not like a party place or anything like that.
It wasn't a party place or anything, but they were playing.
We met some people. Like we had
EDM
fun
stuff.
that we met and we were chatting, and everyone was just having a fun time.
It's like if
there,
you went.
Honestly.
It literally they made it kind of like if you went to one of those little boutique pool parties in Miami. Mm-hmm. So there's all these little day beds and couches, pillows, and all this stuff that you can lay under, and it's kind of in this. I don't even know what you call the cover. It was like an open air, but it wasn't open air.
Yeah.
It was like lattice work or something. I don't know, but it was really cool. Service there was really great. The waitresses and waiters and the pool service people were awesome up there. Great bar up there.
Speaking of that, I think this is always a topic of tipping at resorts, and this is goes to all the places, but they do not make a lot of money in Mexico, and they're working really hard. So we like to tip our servers every time they get drinks and stuff. Obviously, it's what you can afford, but just something I'd bring a bunch of ones with you. We bring small bills. We tip at breakfast. Anytime we have a interaction with a worker, we tip them. So that's something, just bring a lot of ones with you.
Look, you're going to all-inclusive. I get it. And everybody's like, it's all-inclusive. Why should I do the thing? Just be a good human. Give them a daggone tip. It's like $2-3, for a drink or
and
whatever.
Dinner we give more,
You tip your servers here in America. Tip the people when you go to your restaurant, to your resorts and the restaurants and the bars. It's the same thing, man. Just tip them.
Yeah.
If you can't afford tips, you probably shouldn't go.
But they really deserve it. It's not just they really, really deserve it. They work really, really hard.
They work their butts off. I mean, especially the pool service people, they're wearing literally full suits, covered head to toe, and they're standing and running, speed walking, basically, around this giant pool, schlepping your drinks for the 400 people out there. And, if you're so lazy that you can't go get your own drink and you have a pool service person, give them some stinking money.
But honestly, speaking of that, and then we'll kind of close off here, but we prefer to go to the bars to get our own drinks versus using those people, because the drinks taste better. You can actually get what you want versus and it's faster.
I'm weird. I like watching people make my drink. So
bring
if
your
it
Yeti.
sucks, I can tell them put some more in it, or whatever. Yeah, bring your Yeti.
Yeah.
The reason we bring our own insulated cups is because you're in Mexico. It's 1,000 degrees. Before you finish your drink, that thing's going to be hot.
Yeah.
No matter how much ice they put in it, it's going to melt. Because they just use those plastic cups, clear plastic cups or whatever.
Those cups are disgusting. So bring your...
bring your own. And
I call them Chuck E. Cheese cups because they're disgusting.
Well, yeah. She's got this weird thing about plastic cups, but that's
so gross.
I give you one hack for if you're bringing your Yeti or whatever insulated bubble mug thing. Go to Target or Dollar Store or something and buy just a little thing of dishwashing detergent, one of those little bitty bottles of it, and a sponge, and put it in a Ziploc and take it with you. That way you can wash them out every morning. Maybe you don't drink every day. I don't know. We did. So I'm just saying, you can wash it out and be sure
we
it's
didn't
washed
drink
out.
yesterday because we were home, though.
Yeah, so just a little tip.
All right, so that was our quick 30-minute recap of Dreams Vista Cancun Golf and Spa Resort. We had a great stay. We stayed there for 7 nights. We would totally go back there. We do like to try different places, but when you leave somewhere, will you go back, yes or no? The answer is yes. We would go back there.
Yep.
I'd also like to try some other Dreams resorts just because I liked the concept of it, especially having kids. Would I go there? Would we go there without kids? Probably not.
No. It's a
family friendly.
It's a family resort. That's not for singles.
Multi-generational, say you're traveling with grandparents and that kind of thing, it would still be a great place. Yeah. I know they market it as for couples and couples with children. It was everywhere.
It's couples with children. It's not really
just couples with children.
Yeah, it's not an adult only.
No.
I would say 96% of everybody there was
Had
family.
kids. Yeah, they had kids.
There was just a small smidge of people that were just couples, and that was very rare. We did see a couple of weddings there. That was
Yeah, it is a very popular place for weddings. On my site inspection, they said they do a ton of weddings there. So, but yeah, that's because like you can bring the kids and all that.
Well, and it's in a great location, and they got some pretty good venues for the weddings.
It is, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So, again, if you're interested in booking this resort, I got this resort at an amazing discount, actually. Part of the reason why we went and tried it, and I'm able to book anything at a discount. So shoot me a message. My email is below in the info, plus any other little things that I had to, and my IG and all that. So thank you. This is actually our first video. So thanks for watching.